The ship groaned, a symphony of wood straining against the wrath of the sea. Waves crashed over the deck, tearing away at the masts and spitting sailors into the churning water. Two souls, strangers thrown together by fate, clung to a piece of driftwood. They were Thomas, a weathered sailor with eyes like the stormy sky above, and Daniel, a young man whose faith burned brighter than any lighthouse. They washed ashore on an island veiled in mist, an emerald teardrop lost in the vast ocean. Exhausted, they collapsed on the sand, the storm's echo fading into a deafening silence. They awoke to the sun, a cruel reminder of their isolation. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, thirst parched their throats. Fear, cold and sharp, threatened to consume them. It was then that a silent agreement passed between them. They would seek solace and strength in the only refuge left to them, prayer. They divided the island between them, a silent pact sealed in the face of despair. Thomas, seeking solitude, claimed the rocky northern shore. Daniel, drawn to the gentler breeze, found solace on the southern beach. Days bled into each other, marked only by the rising and setting of the sun. Hunger gnawed at them, thirst a constant torment. Each day they prayed. Their voices rose, two lonely notes seeking harmony in the vast symphony of the sea. Thomas's prayers were a tempestuous echo of the sea itself. He railed against the injustice, pleaded for deliverance, his voice raw with despair. Daniel, his faith an unyielding anchor, prayed for strength and guidance. His words were whispers, imbued with a quiet hope that refused to be extinguished. One morning, Thomas woke to find a bounty at his feet. A cluster of coconut trees, their fruits heavy and ripe, lined the shore. A spring, its water clear and sweet, bubbled from the rocks, a sparkling testament to his prayers. Days later, a school of fish, trapped by the tide, flapped on the sand, a feast laid out before him. His prayers, it seemed, were being answered. He feasted like a king, his initial despair giving way to a cautious hope. He thanked his God, his voice strong and sure, for this miraculous deliverance from the brink. On the other side of the island, Daniel endured. His prayers seemed to vanish, lost in the vast expanse of the sea and sky. The sun beat down mercilessly, his throat parched, his stomach a hollow ache. Yet he continued to pray, not for himself, but for Thomas. He prayed for his companion's strength, for his spirit to remain unbroken. He prayed for his deliverance, for his safe return to the world beyond the waves. His own suffering was a distant ache, overshadowed by his selfless concern for another soul. One day, a ship appeared on the horizon, its sails billowing like a dove's wings. It was salvation, a tangible answer to their prayers. Thomas, strong and healthy from his blessings, was able to signal the ship. As they sailed away from the island, leaving it to melt back into the mist, a question gnawed at Thomas's heart. Why had his prayers been answered so generously while Daniel's seemed to have gone unheard? As if in answer, a voice, soft as the sea breeze yet clear as a crystal bell, whispered through the sails. All that you received, Thomas, was a result of Daniel's selfless prayers. He asked nothing for himself, but everything for you. It was his love, woven into every prayer, that brought forth your blessings. Thomas looked across the deck at Daniel, his heart filled with a newfound understanding. He saw not just a companion, but a beacon of selflessness, a testament to the power of love manifested through prayer. In that moment, he realized the true depth of Daniel's faith, a faith that transcended personal need and embraced the well-being of another. From that day forward, Thomas carried the echo of Daniel's selfless prayers in his heart. He learned that true blessings are often born from the love and prayers of others, a silent symphony of hope echoing through the chambers of the human heart. He learned that sometimes the greatest miracles are the ones performed in the quiet corners of the soul, where love fuels prayers that transcend the self and embrace the needs of others. And in that understanding, he found a peace deeper than any ocean, a gratitude that whispered on the wind, carrying the legacy of selfless prayers to shores both seen and unseen.